Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Livepeer's Core Dev Call. Today, Sheelin is unfortunately sick, so Rick and myself will be leading this call. Rick, how are you doing today?
Very good. It's nice
Good.
weather out here, so better. Sadly, sitting also outside, inside, but I will go outside a little bit after that. You, how
Amazing.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm excited. I feel like we're ramping up to do a lot of cool things. And I think, the SP ecosystem hasn't, as large as it's ever been. So a lot of amazing people shipping on amazing things. But let's get right into it. Of course, join the Discord. This is where all the core dev activities are happening. And one update from the community side is that we now have core contributor update and core contributor chat channels. So if you have any, research updates or development updates, feel free to create a post there and share it with the community. And also, Daydream is now live. So the right hand QR code is to try out Daydream. It's daydream.live. And then, of course, on the left, there's a Daydream creator session we're doing weekly. Today, Ryan will be jamming with Tyler at 4 PST. I'll be there as well in chat, being good chatter. So definitely jump in there. The last one was really fun, and we're going to be doing it weekly moving forward. And I'll be posting an announcement in an hour or two that mentions this as well. All right, Rick, do you want to go over the contents?
Yeah, so welcome everybody for joining. So this is the core dev call. So normally the format changed a little bit, basically based on how many core of the core developers are joining. Today we have myself, we have team members from, we have Chang from Inc, we have Mike I see, we have Team Prime from the Agent SPE. And mainly the first, this presentation is more about the demo of what people did. And we have a question and answer at the end. Sometimes when we have discussion points given by core dev teams, we are diving into discussion points. In the agenda, I didn't see people give their discussion points for this meeting. So probably this meeting will be mostly about demos. It will be opportunity for the community to ask questions about to the core developers here. So myself, Inc, and Inc developers and community developers. And also, if people have questions about joining the core development team, building on the Livepeer network, this is also the place to get direct interaction with the team. So let's start with the meeting from today. So I'm Rick. I'm from the AISP. I've been leading that for the last year, working together with Inc. and the ecosystem team to bring AI jobs onto the Livepeer network. We first did this with generative AI, batched AI, and recently we got in the exciting domain of real-time AI. And my team has been executing currently on their third proposal. We are at the end, meaning that me, Peter, and the team already have written a retrospective. Will be posted this week, and then after that, we are looking for our next proposal. For the agenda items today, like I said, there will be a demo from John, who's part of my team. He's working on ConfStream together with also Inc team members and ConfUI community members. Brett, who's also on my team, who has built something really amazing, which I have been wanting to have in this community for I think over a year already. So I'm really happy that we can showcase this to the community. Also, we have Ryan with new research workflows, things that he built. And after that, we have a question and answer. So I think we can go on to the meeting then, or to the presentation. So first, I would like to kick this off and hand over the stage to John, who can give a quick update of on how the ConfStream product is going, the releases we did, the next steps there, and the stage is yours, John.
Thank you, Rick. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I just want to give an update today on Comfy Stream release version 0.1.1. We've already released 0.1.0 a few weeks ago with our multi-resolution feature as well as super resolution. I'll go ahead and dive into that if you can go to the next slide. Yeah, so we've got 0.1.0. It marks a significant milestone in the Comfy Stream development, particularly because of our second feature, the exportable pipeline class. It left a little bit in the end of that. what this allows us to do is it allows developers who want to implement Comfy Stream in their own applications can now, they have a pipeline class that they can implement with that, includes the entire frame routing workflow through Comfy UI, frame skipping, and so on. So there's a lot of advantage to having that there. It improves our integration with AI Runner and also positions Comfy Stream as a reusable Python package in building other applications. And then along with that release, we also have, as I mentioned, multi-resolution support and super resolution. Coming up in our next release is improvements to the volume mounting. So if you've tried to launch on RunPod and had a long time starting up with a volume mount, this solves that so that the startup time is the same whether you're using a volume mount or not. It also resolves issues with caching old versions of Comfy Stream. So if you get a new Docker image, you'll get all the latest code in your persistent volume mount. We're working on RTX 5090 support that's currently under review. Today I'm going to demonstrate our stream recording feature. And we also have facial expressions underway with Live Portrait. We have 2 different versions of that that are ready to go out to Daydream in the coming days, as well as the multi-resolution. So we'll go ahead and go to the next slide and give this demo. Thank you. Hello everyone. Today I want to give an update on 2 new features that have been added to Comfy Stream that's soon going to be available in Daydream as well. The first of those is the multi-resolution support. We released this a couple weeks ago, but we are ready to begin implementing this in Daydream with AI Runner. So we're going to take the opportunity to demonstrate that today, as well as go over a new feature we've added to Comfy Stream, which is the ability to record the videos that you're streaming, both the input and output video, so you can share those directly to social media or upload those anywhere you'd like. So we'll start with this workflow for multi-resolution. What I've done is built an engine specifically for a range of resolutions. We're going to try 640 height by 384 width, which we found has a pretty good performance to it. I've got the Comfy Stream server already started here, and so we'll go ahead and start the test. And just on the UI here, we have this new recording feature. You can see recordings from the past. And you'll notice the button here to open the stream settings again. So make sure to set the height and width. 24. And just bear with me here while this starts up. All right, now we are streaming, and you can see that we've got the about 17, 18 FPS. Now there's a record button, so we can actually record that and begin recording our video. And then stop that, and now you'll see you have recordings. We can look at the input and the output. You can now stream that, and you can download a copy of that file and then play that local video player or upload that to social media. So you get the input and the output there. You can also delete recordings you don't want. These are going to store in the browser cache. We've tested pretty long recordings. It's using an IndexedDB API, which is really convenient for just full front-end solution. So yeah, that's what I've got to show today. We'll go ahead and hand it over to our next presenter. Thanks for your time.
Amazing.
Thank you, John.
John, do you have any comments you want to share, or?
No, I think that pretty well sums it up, but definitely open to any questions. Or we can reserve that for Q&A, but definitely looking for any feedback on the new features we're developing. And we have a lot of stuff in flight right now, so I think our next release will be even more feature rich.
Great. John, I have
Amazing.
one question. I saw that you have 18 FPS now on the pipeline. It was before in the demos, it was 10. What happened there?
Yeah. So I actually think this different resolution is a little bit more performant. This specific system usually does 16 to 17. So I've actually seen it drift up to 19 on this workflow.
Hmm,
So yeah, and that's another point. I think I know we've done a lot of work with our workflows lately. In the coming days, I'm hoping to get those all in one place and have those built into Comfy Stream in our next release, so people can play around with some of our latest work a little
Great.
easier. Yep.
Also, just a note for the presenters today. I'm going to be announcing Livepeer Firesides, which will be a weekly call that is more kind of a presentation style to share out, especially to top of funnel. So if anyone here ever wants to jump in and do a technical update, these are really great, and I would love them to be at the fireside as well. So I will be sharing out information on that in the coming week. So look forward to that. Anyway, thank you, John.
Great. Then we can go to the next presenter. So we have Brett on stage. Brett has been working in the last months on a lot of things for other groups as well, like the 18th SP, helping them onboard features in the general network selection. They're improving it with Ravel. Also, the hardware metrics. We currently have ability in the gateways to see all the GPUs in the Livepeer network, which is a big win. And today, Brett has another demo for people about a new type of pipeline where you can bring your own type of container. So really that further diversifies the demand we can have on the Livepeer network. So I think it's an important one, and it also is less generic. It makes it easier for people to get on the Livepeer network without help from the core team. And Brett added another nice feature in there, which was for initially planned, but that is that you can also now request jobs directly in the browser on the Livepeer network without having to need a gateway. So Brett, the stage is yours. I think we're gonna see the video on the next slide, and
Yeah, I have two videos kind of showing two different things on it. So there's no audio, so don't try to turn the sound all the way up. I was just going to talk over it as best I can. So this one is image generator web app I created with chatandbuild.com. This one uses a gateway and an orchestrator, and the gateway helps in that the web app only needs to send the request for like the job to get done. It doesn't have to manage the payments and stuff like that. And if you want to use other services on the network, you might want to use a gateway as well. So what this is showing is the request goes from the web app to the gateway to the orchestrator to the worker, and then all the way back up. And in between the orchestrator and the gateway, do not discern or validate the request. It just goes to the worker to be validated. Also, this one shows that this worker provides two services, text to image and prompt enhance. So it uses an LLM to prompt enhance and does that charging under the same capability. So you could have a multi-service job or worker under one capability. Let's see here. So here I'm highlighting, so the orchestrator and the gateway both track the balance. So the orchestrator sends the balance back, the paid balance, to the gateway or the web app. And so you can verify both ways. This specific one uses the Santa text to image model, which is super fast. It takes 130 milliseconds to create an image. That's it for this one.
Okay,
I have
next
one
video.
more.
Okay, awesome. Sorry.
So this one uses, I also made a quick LLM app in Chat and Build. This one uses the web browser only or the web app to request the jobs from the orchestrator, and it tracks the balance in the web app. So we'll see here that I'm going to ask it to tell me something about Livepeer, and using this LLM-generate capability, it will do some signing here. So the first sign is to get the token from the orchestrator with the ticket parameters. The next two are the verification steps that need to be done for the orchestrator to accept the work and the payment. And right now, this is doing a streaming response. It's doing the reasoning. It hides the reasoning for a little bit. It's using a Quid model. These Quid 3 models like to think a lot sometimes. And so it's streaming it back, showing that it's relatively, it has pretty good speed on it. It's all local though, so there's no network other than my local machine. Then I'm going to switch it off of streaming, so it'll switch down to back to a synchronous response and do it all at once. And the goal here is to show that it will track the payment again, but no payment will be sent with the second request because the web app knows that there's a payment on balance. This takes a few seconds. It takes about 10 or 15 seconds. If anybody has any questions, this is the end
I
of this one.
actually do have a question. Could you post about this in Builder Lounge? Because not tonight. Well, later today for me, I'm doing the Orchestrator education thing, and I'm actually trying to do something similar to this. So it would be awesome. Any more details on like the process you went through, as I try to set up my own local gateway org and then sending jobs through it.
Yeah, I can. I have this up as a draft pull request right now to go Livepeer. Need to start a feedback loop. I'm going to paste the pull request now. But yeah, it was also really cool to use chat and build.
Isn't it good?
It helped speed up those web apps significantly. I needed to fix some things. Specifically the Livepeer payments part, I had to write most of it to do that. But I didn't expect it to actually know that very unique domain of information.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have a hackathon, I think. I
Yeah, we
linked it
do.
in the chat.
Yeah,
So
I
if
can.
people want to,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I just want to say if people want to join the hackathon, create apps like this themselves or with chat and build, I think it's quite easy. Join the hackathon and sign up for that.
Thank you.
Brett, so what is, thank you for the demo. So what is unlocked basically is that people can just bring their if I'm correct, their own container. So we already had some partners similar. We have defined here from the agent SPE that needed something different than the real-time containers, than the batch containers. And basically on your work, the container, if they create your container correctly, they have the error handling in there. They can just put it on the Livepeer network. Of course, there are some security things that we still have to solve. It's like a prototype, but that's the initial thing that is in Lux, right?
Yeah, that's it. This was designed to be as agnostic as possible to whatever the work or the request is being done. With the agent VTuber, it's a pretty sophisticated worker, right? It compared to the ones that I made, a text to image, it just sends it, the pipeline runs it, sends back the result. It was designed, or I was designing it to run anything, truthfully. You could run the CDN if you really wanted to. Doesn't have to be AI inference. There just has to be a worker container behind it, and it pays by time. I guess that's important as well. It pays by time of compute.
Yeah, I think it's a big step forward for like generalizing the network and making different jobs. And also, if people, the other one, the npm library that you're gonna release there, that really allows people to already have like the gateway in the browser, make quick apps that are fully Web3, fully decentralized, and run on the Livepeer network. Thank you for your demo. Looking forward to see this proof of concept further and have it really from alpha state towards working with other partners. We have another demo after this from Ryan. Ryan is here. Ryan is part of the Convia community, part of the Inc team, part of the ConfiStream team. And he is really, really good in building workflows, really good with ConfiUI. And every week he has like workflows that amaze me and new features. I asked him to prepare one feature here that he showed to me yesterday, I think. And after that, I have some other videos from the research team and I can explain what we're working on there. So Ryan, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Rick, for the kind intro there. I appreciate that. Uh, is the video in one of the slides there? Okay, sweet.
Yeah, it is. Also, welcome, Ryan.
Thank you. So this is a demo using hand tracking to control things in a workflow, in a Comfy UI workflow. So it's using the distance between the index finger and the thumb and each hand is used to control a different node downstream. So this is using part of the media pipe vision tasks API. And so basically I wrapped the entire media pipe vision tasks API into modular comfy UI nodes to try to make demos of cool stuff like this. So what does that mean? It media pipe vision tasks are not only hand tracking, which is what I'm using in this demo here, but also pose, face, object, gesture detection, also like class-based segmentation, interactive segmentation, image embeddings. So all of these are available now in Comfy UI there's there already some of these are available in like disparate node packs, but this is like one centralized collection of them, with an effort for them to be optimized for real time. That's what MediaPipe's for, after all. So they're all usable in Comfy UI and thus in Comfy Stream. So the possibilities, it's difficult to convey how many different things you could build using these nodes. This is just one example, one idea using one of the vision tasks. So I'd love to see some other workflows like this. I'll be trying to build some more demos going forward. So in addition to just the standard wrapper for the media pipe vision tasks and all the nodes that go along with that, I also made delta control. I call them delta controls. So this enable using the landmarks from all these different detection nodes. You can do things like detect motion, velocity, direction, stuff like that. So here we're directly using the location of two landmarks and the distance between those two things. But we could also use the speed of a given landmark, or the velocity rather, or the direction in which it's moving. So lots of cool things that we could do with the delta of these landmarks, and then uh, tons of other things. I wish I had more demos prepared. This was part of an effort to try to make some cool comfy stream demos and see which ones hit, and then maybe we can use them in Daydream. So yeah, that's pretty much covers it. Any questions on that from anyone? I could show the workflow if anyone's interested in seeing it, but it's not super interesting.
Yeah, maybe you can share the note back in the chat. If people have questions in the chat, type them there. I think I have some question. You also have like this controller pack that we still have to merge into like Comfy Stream. Will that allow them to use like controllers, like DJ controllers, to also interact with this new media pack if we merge that?
Yeah, so there's the controllers from two angles here that we could do, but yeah, they could use the I mean, with the controller support in Comfy Stream, that I'd say that's like another version of what I'm doing with the landmarks here. Like instead of using the landmarks, you would make these same. It's like here, it's labeled as paint and dream, but that means actually the strength of the depth control net and the interpolating between two prompts. So we could take a similar workflow here, but get rid of all the media pipe stuff and have the same effect with a controller, like a joystick.
Ah, this is the controller. I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So in this case, my hands are the controller,
Yeah.
as opposed,
But
yeah.
so basically your controller is visual and you can code it in any way that wants. For example, if you're acting, for example, and you know that when you do a certain thing, it changes the scene, you can do that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So an example of this, if anybody's seen the movie Gladiator, right? He does like at the end of every battle, the emperor goes either thumbs up or thumbs down. With gesture recognition here, when he does a thumbs down, we could like cover everything, make everything catch on fire or whatever. When he does a thumbs up, you know. So there's just like so many so many different cool things that that can be done with this, like using the video stream as the controller. It's pretty fun.
One question for me is you were talking about the like velocity of movement being able to change things. Could you like explain that in more depth?
Yeah, so basically it would and these, by the way, these delta controls are basically virtually untested. So I mean, like, they work, but they, and furthermore, for this entire node pack, I still plan to optimize them further. So let me just throw that out there. But the velocity, these delta controls, it will remember the location. If, like, say we have an index finger landmark, it will remember the location of that landmark for n number of frames, like 10 frames. And then we can use that memory to calculate stuff, like
I
how
see.
far it's moved, or how quickly it moved over the, say we remember 10 frames or something. Then like, there's other applications for this too. Like, we could use that memory to draw lines on the screen with the tip of your finger, like, so the delta controls are going to be a pretty cool thing, also. But that's a good question. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you. Great explanation.
Yeah,
Great. So
no
if
problem.
people want to follow this progress, see when it's fully available, where can they go? To your GitHub page or somewhere else?
Yeah, it's right here. Um, and these also, by the way, they work both in the real-time context and the batch paradigm, like normal comfy UI. So like, just for regular, like, workflows, if you can, like, you can you can mask a person like ultra fast with these. Like, it's like a cheap thing. And by the way, for a little context, if anybody's used Google Meet before and it segments the background, like, you can blur the background live in Google Meet. This is what powers that, is MediaPipe. So I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but
Great. Thanks for your demo, Ryan. I don't see any other questions currently in the chat, so I think we can go with the rest of the presentation. So here I will give a quick update on some work we did with the research team. I see that Chang is also here, so Chang can then give an update on, like, the infra side. So we in the last months we really worked closely with the Ink team. Big shout out to the whole Ink team for everything they do with the real time stuff. For working with us, the collaboration went really well. We learned a lot of things I think, on decentralized collaboration that can help when we work together as a community with other community group tours or shared vision. So, and Chung is also part of the research team, supporting there. And with the research team, we have mainly been looking at the last months at several things. How can we improve the FPS of ComfyStream? Marco has been working on that, so by job parallelization. But apart from that, how can we really improve the quality, the mount tracking, and also, like, the temporal consistency of the pipelines? In here you have some small examples. The one in the top is, if you have used the Daydream app before, you know that you have to talk really with a lot of pronunciation to have it follow your mouth. If you look at the left, you see that there are research team, Farshid, Peter, on that part, and other team members have solved that part by adding a lip sync step after the Dream Shaper. There still are some limitations in that, but it's a lot better than what we had to. In that research, they also completed the faster live portrait, got it down from 60 milliseconds to 40 milliseconds, and that means that we can now also ship a faster live portrait pipeline there. You see, like, a demo here, and under there they tuned the regular pipeline to really improve, like, the quality, the realism of, like, the stable diffusion 1.5 Dream Shaper workflow. I think that's mostly what I wanted to show from the research team. We have some new things, so we're still working on stream diffusion that has been implemented. It was deprioritized a little bit. This can increase the FPS. It can increase, like, the temporal consistency even more. Apart from that, we're still building on looking at other items for the next research sprint. So then I would like to hand the stage to Chang, who can tell a little bit on the infra side, because of course everything that's being done in ConfiStream has to be deployed to Daydream for people to really use it.
Okay, thanks, Rick, for the showing upcoming pipelines. So I give a few brief updates, on the infra, mainly focused on the, where we are on the public actuators and what's the roadmap. We currently have 3 public O's participated in pre-production staging for almost 3 weeks now, and we're quite happy about the performance and the results. And also we improved our selection algorithm, and also improved the so-called actuator middle stream swapping algorithm as well. We're at the last bit of the testing. The result looks promising. The plan is by the end of next week we're going to move those 3 public O's into production, and also we're onboarding another 15 public O's, to the production as well. So we also standardized the AI runner installation steps, minimum version control, to make the actuator participation a lot easier. So that's one track of the work. And also another update is we started to onboard, also the public O's to our research team infrastructure. We have this secondary staging set up primarily for in research team to enable them quickly bring any research results into the Daydream infrastructure to have a first test on how these things would be performing in this end-to-end infrastructure, and all to enable the users to give early feedback. So we're still in the progress of doing that. This week and then last week, John and Peter, together with the Ink team like Amarit and Raffle, they're collaborating closely to try to figure out how to streamline and standardize the deployment process. We have the CI automation in place. Deployment, we're finalizing the final alignment on the manual steps, and then we pick up the pilot to say, hey, let's take the stream diffusion workflow we already developed before the Christmas. Let's see how quickly we can put that on the second staging, because anything is working on the second staging, it becomes a strong candidate to be ready into the production very quickly. Normally within 2 days and 3 days, we just need a little bit, validation. We can actually push that to the Daydream in the production. So it's a very important step. And in that process, we realized that, existing GPU stack is, is very unreliable. We only have 2 GPU from TensorDoc, for research team. In the past week and 2 weeks, they're not reliable. They lost the, network part, forwarding capabilities. So all of a sudden, nobody can do anything. So we want to remove that bottleneck by onboarding more publicos on that. So we have a Rick, and we have Peter, we have the John. They're already contributing their own GPUs and to do it, and John is already putting his GPU on that, and Peter just did it successfully. I think Rick had a plan to bring his 3090 to the testing as well. So we take a slightly different approach for this. We probably have very much controlled public O involvement in this research team, because the change happens more rapidly, and it's less controlled. So we were based on invitation purposes, but we will introduce more diversified GPU rather than standard 4090 were introduced. 3090, 5090, various different configurations is to help us to understand diversity of the location, network capabilities, and the GPU and CPU configurations, how that would impact on the various different workflows. Because in the production, we don't have that luxury, because we are held accountable for this higher reliability and startup time. So it's really hard to change anything, without the penalty. So hopefully on second staging we can do much more aggressive, experimentations and such. So yeah, those are the exciting updates, and I think Rick is also driving the public onboarding as well. If you look at the title, like announcement, actually announcement, and then the latest progress is updated from there. So yeah, that's me. Any questions, please raise that in the chat account.
Thank you so much for the update, Chung. I think it's a really big milestone that you were able to not only use it now the real oaks on the first station, but you also decided to use it even in like development and testing, really showcasing that the team is dedicated to use like the decentralized network, not only for the production but also for the development work. And what I think people don't see, because it's mostly backend, is less visible, is all the work that the Inc team and all the engineers has done to make this possible, to increase like the startup time, to ensure the communication, the error handling, that made it to this point that we could onboard like orchestrator. So a big shout there to also the backend and Inc team.
And just a note from the Daydream side, kind of highlighting everyone's work. I've definitely noticed over the like tenure of Daydream existing, the user experience in terms of like the quality of the outputs increasing exponentially. So when we first started, it was like it was all right, but not the best. And now I'm noticing like a significant uptick in the quality of the output videos, which is super exciting, and it's also been very helpful in terms of our ambassador program for Daydream, which was recently launched. I've been able to make a video for TikTok. I have like a small audience there, and we did some promotion behind it, but TikTok promotion doesn't make it so your video is viral, but that video I made got like 41,000 views. So there definitely is an audience for the creations that can come from Daydream, and of course by proxy Comfy Stream as well. So good job, everybody.
Thank you. But probably I added two more future perspective in terms of the work we are doing on the infrastructure. We reached the important milestone to reduce the startup time. We yesterday already say startup time probably reached around 5 seconds on the primary staging. We plan to release that middle next week, like Wednesday to the production. I think people will see a significant improvement on startup. And also we shift our gears from startup improvements down to the midstream reliability. I think next week you will also see Daydream will have the 24/7 stream landing experiences. So we want to bring ultra low latency AI inference 24/7 stream with high reliability, which means we have to reach somewhere around the range 98 to 99% to start with. So that's another big hill to climb, and we want to leverage the public O to do that, which is even more interesting. I think next month and 2 months period, that will be the main battlefield for the infrastructure team to bring the industry first, highly reliable 24/7 ultra low latency AI inference stream, which is probably more difficult than where we see today. Is much shorter, and you can have much more room to handle the error and failure. But once you are in the 24/7 stream, there's no room for error. Basically, you just have to be running all the time. So that's another big take. If we can get there, I think we will bring lots of values to both users and also public orchestrator communities, because that's where the people desire to say, hey, I don't want to see spiky traffic, phase. I want to see continuous, predictable kind of the usage of my hardware once I put on the network. So, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to see this improve, grow, eventually work towards like having multiple different kind of workloads or workflows on the Livepeer network. Really cool progress here. So, and for the next agenda items, we have the open discussion topics. We still have 15 minutes, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for the open subject, it's just public Q&A and feedback. I think kind of like a big topic, at least on my mind, as Foundation kind of ramps up, which of course Rick is a part of, thinking on especially on the technical ecosystem coordination side of things, for uh, myself and Rio, we're going to, and Carlotta, um, are going to be leading on growing our audience for the ecosystem, especially on the Web3 side. So the more moments like this that happen, more demos, more kind of posts on the core contributor forum that happen, the more we can start to really show all the incredible work that's going on at Livepeer. So that would be, a topic on my end is just, as you guys are working on things, try to post in that core contributor channel so then I can take that to the ecosystem marketing pod internally at Livepeer, and then we can cannibalize that content and start, showing the world what's going on in the community. And of course, that will then drive more traffic here, hopefully more talent as well here to, help with all these problem spaces you guys are working through. So that would be like, just a note for me, in terms of like where we're going in the next, quarter. But yeah, feel free for anyone else if you have topics or questions to come up on stage or to drop it in chat.
I missed what
Yeah,
you said.
actually, we
because my,
had a demo because we were pinged for this, and they thought we were gonna do a demo. So we have time for that or not?
um, it's up to you. So I didn't hear about the demo from Carlotta. So maybe it was in the thread. So, but we can look at it. I don't think there are a lot of questions defined. I would like to see the demo. Let us take maybe 2 minutes for people to ask questions and then go to a demo there. Is that okay, Anne? Or what do you think?
Yeah, we'll have to see if the stream works, but if it does, I'm fine to do it. I'll just have to stop sharing my screen. But yeah, let's give people a few minutes to percolate, and then we can move to that.
Yeah, sorry for overlooking that, Define.
Yes.
Yeah, and I heard you talk about the foundation, and then my battery of my headphones stopped working, so I didn't hear the rest of the story. But yeah, on the foundation side, we are starting that up. We have the initial foundation post you can find on the forum. I will link it. We also have the advisory board. Maybe Anne said it in the when I didn't hear it. So there is a forum post to that. And if people want to contribute to the Livepeer network, you can advocate for being on the advisory board. We will go to the submission, and you can really help shape the Livepeer journey there. So I linked the advisory board main one, and then attached to that there are the 4 advisory board submission pages. I will link those later. Are there any questions in the chat about what we showed here, about contributing to Livepeer, becoming a core developer, maybe be on like the trading side, the marketing side, community side? We have N here as well, marketing as well. So if there are any questions, let me know. We will take a little bit more time for people to ask questions, and then we can go to the demo of the agent SP.
Also, Rick, you'll have to check chat. I cannot open it with recording.
Great, I can read the questions there. So we have one question from John, if John is still here. So just curious, the length you were able to test with the new FPS. And is there now also vertical dimensions? So I think the question is more about the FPS improvements that we're working on, that we already did. What's the effect of the resolution on FPS from the new dynamic resolutions?
Yeah, I'll try to give some context there. I don't see any issues with like a long-running stream in relation to the FPS. Like we shouldn't be seeing the FPS slow down after 5 or 10 minutes of streaming. We haven't seen any indication of that in any of our workflows. The vertical dimensions, that is a 16:9 aspect ratio that we've come up with. The idea is that this will fit on a mobile screen, so to empower that social experience with Daydream. that is already in Comfy Stream. There, if you use like the RunPod template or go to docs.comfystream.org, there's instructions there on how to set that up either locally or on RunPod. You can go ahead and run this. I will just go ahead and drop the workflow that I used. There is another workflow in there, but we're currently updating those, and so probably be good to give you a better workflow if you want to try it yourself. But yeah, happy to answer any other questions you have there.
And what kind of dimensions are supported in this? Is it all dimensions? Do you need to build new engines for the dimensions? What's the support?
Yeah. Just to be clear, the one I just dropped in the chat is a 640 by 384, and that engine is not built automatically by the container. We have a separate engine that is built by default. It allows you to use resolutions from, I believe, 448 pixels up to 704, if I'm not mistaken. So you can, and they have to be in increments of 64 pixels as well. You'll see that in the UI restricts the adjustment there. So there's already a dynamic engine built with Comfy Stream today as it starts, like as a default to test with, and we'll get those workflows updated so you can kind of get started with those demos much easier. But if you download this workflow, modify the resolution to the 448 by 704, I believe that will get you going.
Great. Auditors, I hope that answers your question. Then if there are no other questions, this stage is yours, Define.
Just to note as well, we do have to keep it to like maybe 3 to 5 minutes, Define, because I do have to jump for a meeting. So, are you able to keep it within that time range?
Yes, of course. Can
Thank you.
please give me
Yes.
the permission to share my screen?
Awesome. Oh. Not me leaving the stage, sorry. But now you can share the screen.
Okay, so guys, we have already shown a demo, but we would like to show you the live demo, and we were able to incorporate everything that you will see as a live pipeline using Bayok, which Brad created, and we are able to send directly now to the VTuber using our endpoint any kind of prompt. So I'm gonna. So exactly, does anyone can type a message or just say what they want to say to the VTuber?
Say, you know what? I really do love Livepeer.
Okay, I do Livepeer, and then
That's great to hear. Livepeer is a really
so the
interesting
first
project,
one needs
providing
to warm up.
decentralized video streaming infrastructure. It's awesome how it leverages blockchain technology to make video streaming more efficient and accessible. What do you love most about Livepeer?
And it's not immediately available, but the second one, it's
That's wonderful!
oh no,
Livepeer is such an innovative platform.
this is
Whether it's
the
the
demo effect.
decentralization, scalability, or the potential to reduce costs for streaming, there's a lot to appreciate.
And can we do 2 minutes more so we can
Yeah,
actually
I
show
said
it?
I said 3 to 5. You're good. You have 2 more minutes.
This is, the demo effect. When you have a demo, it's the time that.
Of course.
Okay, so I restart the containers. I will also restart the Unreal Engine with a human.
And also, Define, like I mentioned, no stress. We have the firesides that are going to be starting next week. So there will always be a venue by which you can share a demo that we can promote.
Yeah, so because we restarted, we're gonna also show the browse pipeline. So as you say, I try to do a request, and because I haven't paid, I'm not able to do that request. This is how the pipeline works. So I'm paying right now, and I will be able to do the request. The first request doesn't synchronize well because it needs to warm up. The second's going through. You see? And the audio is unsynchronized on the first one.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you're a big fan of Livepeer. Whether it's the technology, the community, or something else, it's always great to find something you really connect with. What is it about Livepeer that you love the most?
Wow.
The voice is really, really good. And
I know. I'm very impressed.
The community around a project can really make all the difference. It's amazing to be part of a group where people share knowledge, support each other, and work towards common goals. How has the Livepeer community made a positive impact for you?
So, Define, this is running on the bring your own container.
Yes. Now,
Amazing.
there is
That's
no
so
local
heartwarming to
TPS.
hear. I'm truly grateful for the support. The encouragement from the Livepeer community means a lot and motivates me to keep providing the best assistance I can. If there's anything specific I can do to help or any message you'd like me to share with them, just let me know.
Okay.
Great work.
Define.
And,
Sorry to cut you off. We need to wrap up. But last comment from you.
Yes, definitely. Guys, if you want to go deeper about what it's be possible with the kind of agents that we're creating, just go to our latest blog post and see. What I want to say is that basically with agents where you usually have a kind of a certain place where you can reach, because even if you continue increasing the IQ and conscientiousness, which is the two leading metrics for success and economic success as well, you will at some point reach the law of diminishing returns. But as seen on this graph, if you're continuously creating and participating in new economic fields, then you have a graph that it remains exponential, the upwards potential. And we would also, if you want, you can also check the wonderful work of our animator. It is on the panel right now, Dane, which works on the game side, and we have many more things coming up, so you can go see everything in our blog post.
Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Define. And definitely want you to do. I think you might be actually already doing one for the fireside, but yeah, super excited. And again, great work. Rick, any last comments from you?
no, I just want to thank all the presenters that presented their work here, and for hosting, Carlotta for organizing this, Young for joining, and anybody else from listening to the Core Dev calls. We will be back. I think we have a discussion about the next format. Now we have the exciting firesides, so we will get, and I think we will update the community on that later. You're muted.
Oh, thank you. I will be putting an announcement out after my meeting block, so in an hour or so. And again, right, just for folks' context, it's going to be a more like, quote unquote professional, really tight event where we can start sharing the videos to top of funnel and promoting those and getting people to understand like all the amazing work you guys are doing here. So that will be the venue by which, if you are doing work and you want that credit and you want that visibility, Fireside is where it's going to be. And again, it's going to be tight, so it max 45 minutes. But we don't have to fill all the slots, so it might be 15 to 30 some weeks, and again, all recorded and all posted online. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Super exciting stuff. I'm really excited for the future. And again, thank you for all the incredible labor to all the goals. Okay, bye y'all.
Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.